Alright, so what's it like being a Scorpio rising? So, I'm only going to talk about what I have experienced with. I'm not going to go through all the 12 signs, but I have um, a couple videos I'm going to make about rising signs and my personal experience. But this one is personal because it's my rising sign. So, being a Scorpio rising, um, what I usually hear is that you could go through traumatic events. Your life is not easy. Lots of changes. Lots of rebirths and evolutions. Personally, and that's true. So I do like, and then it's other placements that I think kind of contributes to the fact that I'm always evolving, always changing, always going through a rebirth. But I feel like I handle life setbacks pretty well. Like crisis, any of that. Like you know, of course I get like depressed or, um, you get down for a minute, for a moment, but I keep going, and it's like I've bounced back quite a few times in life after like going through some dark stuff, and even how I grew up. Like I had a parent that was on drugs. That's also one of the things. Pluto, and I have Pluto. Not only am I Scorpio rising, I have the planet Pluto sitting in my first house. So my father dealt with a drug problem, um, domestic violence growing up, even being in violent relationships myself. And then I'm a part of the generation Pluto in Scorpio. So it's like a double whammy because it conjuncts my first house. So a lot of Scorpio energy. I like the occult stuff. I've been in polygamous, polyamorous type relationships, so taboo stuff. Bisexual relationships. Like I done dabbled in all of that. Any kind of fantasy I had, I've played them all out. Really, I don't really have a new anything. I don't have a new fantasy. I played that out, and then also people react to me in a strange way. It's like either they like you or they don't. For some reason, they might not even know why they don't like you or why they like you, why they're drawn to you. It's either way. So I've heard of an interpretation. I've heard that interpretation before too, and that's true as well. I have some people that come to me because they want to talk about their traumas, and they want to just talk to me about all kinds of shit, and I don't know them, and like for instance, I went to school with this girl. This was like a trade school, college or whatever. I wasn't part of their little clique. I was pretty much a loner. I was not a part of their clique. And with her little clique, she would talk about her relationship and how happy she was. And, you just overhear the conversation. I wasn't trying to listen, but you could overhear, like, the conversation, right? But when we went on clinicals, and it was just me, like when you went on clinicals, it was only a couple of you went to certain locations. So it was just me and this girl, that like suppose we had this wonderful life and wonderful relationship, right? So we're working. It was a pharmacy tech clinical. So we were working together on like doing these capsules or these pills, filling these capsule pills or whatever. And then, at that point, she wanted to, like, air out the fact that she wasn't happy in her relationship. I was like, really? Like, why you pick me to say that to? And, like, that just shows how fake you was being with your little clique. And then, when you get along with me, you want to explode, expose the truth of how you really feel. Like, why did you choose me? Like, I'm not part of your clique or a friend or anything. Like, that's what I mean. That's strange. strange strange reactions from people, because Pluto is a strange planet. So when you get Pluto that's far out, away from the sun, in your first house, you bring a strange energy. Like, people want to know who the fuck you are and who is this and what is she about. So if you're quiet, it's a problem. So if you're a rising Scorpio and you're a quiet person, it's going to be a problem. I don't know. It just ruffles the feathers of people subconsciously. They don't even know why, and I think they know, or they can sense a depth in you. There's something mysterious about you, and maybe it's a little bit of fear. So one thing I heard from an astrologer was, like, if you speak or kind of talk, make your peace first, you can kind of ease those reactions from people, so they're not so eyeing you, like focused on you, like watching you, because that's how it feels sometimes. It's like people are very keyed in on you. Like, people know when I'm quiet. I'm not the only quiet or introvert person around or in the room, but for some reason people know I'm quiet and I'm too quiet. It's like, why the fuck aren't you bothering anybody else? So, and it's energy. They feeling something, and it's attention you don't want. Pluto attracts attention, and being a Pluto Scorpio person that's probably a loner or kind of reserved, you don't like that attention, but you get it. You get it anyway. So that's a little bit about my experience as a rising Scorpio. And I'll come back with some more, just my experience with other people, and I know their rising signs.